We are here with winners finals. We've got Keikasol, we've got Seggo, we've got Forsburn, we've got Olympia. Goodness gracious, what a fantastic winners finals it is. It's a new rivalry. We've got the person who's basically been keeping Keikasol like on his toes like for the last like 3 months or so with online tournaments and with local tournaments.
Yeah, they're just the historic win at Heatwave 5. It had been, I want to say, over 2 years since Cake had lost an offline RCS event up until then. Like, it's just incredible, just the fact that not only did that happen, but the timing of it being now Cake had like that long of a spree too, including the online events into this season. For Seggo to be able to do that and then to keep it up even in these online brackets on top of that with them having this even set count. Going into this event, it's really just felt like Seggo could be the first new person to win Genesis since 2018, since Genesis 5.
Yeah, so you can beat the whole Rivals community 10 times in a row, but no one beats the community 11 times in a row. That's what Keikasol learned this year. Yeah, you just can't do it. You could beat everyone, but you know, eventually.
Eventually someone rises up and manages to challenge you. It might take a little while, but they eventually get there. And we've seen it repeatedly, at least for this season. Like, one of them is going to come out of this whole tournament with the head-to-head on the other, because right now they're tied at 3 apiece.
There we go.
And that says a lot, because, I mean, Cake's kind of just been dominating the entire, like, community, like you mentioned already. He's got the head-to-head on everybody. He's got it on Penguin, Soul Rifle, ZB. I mean, ZB's taken a game or set or two in the past, but, like, that's about it. Like, every other time that Cake has like gone up to Cake has fought ZB, he's kind of just like handily been able to give him the business.
I believe their set score this season is 5-1, but that's of course ZB. We're going into Cake.
Yeah,
and
we're
Seggo.
going into Cake Seggo, which is 3-3 right now, which is again like it's incredible how close it's been.
Yeah, Seggo won the last time they fought at the online event PPS, but of course there's so many VODs now for Cake to review, whether it was Heatwave, that, or Kingpin. Plenty of new ideas I'm sure that he's going to bring to the table, because Cake does not enjoy losing at this game. That's part of why he wins so much, right? He's not going to let that happen if he can help it.
He's a player who constantly adapts and constantly tries to put new things into his repertoire, and that is what makes him such a fearsome player. Like, look at this, 130% already, barely touched on this first stock right now. 140.
I am loving the way that Cake is working in quick ways to dispose of the crystal without sacrificing too much in neutral, right? Like a quick sour back air or a falling nair on his way off a platform. It's helping him a lot in neutral, but here's the thing that's scary is Seggo's punish game and his ledge trapping are absolutely incredible. And here we have Cake caught off stage, the threat of the gem field, but Cake's gonna come up with that parry, get himself a kill and a full stack of combust.
Yeah, and like you mentioned there, like we saw it briefly there, Seggo did a full hop into a fast fall double jump into a fast fall down air because he wanted to bait out that parry. And that is like one of the few, and I say this like very, very like seriously, like it's one of those few habits that Cake actually does have. Like every player has habits, and that is like the one habit that people are starting to realize that, like, you know, Keikasol does like to sometimes, he gets a little nervous when someone's like pressuring him. He's not immune to kind of like cracking under the pressure, but
we're saying that, but those were 3 missed parries from Seggo right there, and Cake didn't fall for any of them.
Yeah, no, and just like that, the clutter to the back air, up 2 stocks right now in this game 1. Keikasol is definitely feeling himself. I mean, going super deep for that. That's scary.
I recall an Air Armada game when they last played where Seggo was down by about this much and he still brought it back. So we have to keep that in mind, especially with his potential on a fresh stock.
Exactly, yeah. But I know Cake is not one to kind of let those leads like slip away too much. But there we go. Gets the up strong. 35% on Seggo right now is not a lot for a character like Olympia. Pretty heavy. Pretty durable.
Cake off stage, and Seggo at least getting a little bit of a hit and keeping it going too with the pressure, punishing Keikasol for trying to destroy that gem and sending him off stage.
Ooh, manages to make it back off that second side B, which is really important because of the pixel snap that Olympia has.
Oh, I love that. Wait to see where Cake was going to go, and picking up right afterwards, only 48% on Seggo.
Oh, like you said, you know, you can't really count Seggo out. I have been a fool. I've been deceived.
I mean, here's the thing. We're all learning right now exactly what the Punch Rat Supreme is capable of.
Exactly, but Forsburn not really wanting to let it go so easily. Oh, went for it all off that, but Oh, barely lives that.
That is so huge for Cake Assault. Ordinarily, that sort of confirm off of Nair into up B serves Seggo so well, but Cake being able to drift in right above it and take that whole game back before he lost full control of that momentum.
Yeah,
so
you saw the hitfall uppers were coming out, and everyone was just like holding their breath. Is he gonna be able to get into that mid platform? Is he going to be able to carry him off to the side like that? Because we know that it's possible. In game 2, going to be going back to Julesvale, but we're going to be doing the new Workshop 4 stage. We're going to be going to Neo Julesvale. Very, very Vegas inspired. I absolutely love the aesthetic of it. And the song. The song's an absolute banger, too.
Yeah, it's his palm stage.
Already a start here from Cake Assault.
He's going in with some respectful jab checks. Ooh! Oh, I love the idea there. Extending out with the FADC to try and go for that forward air to kill off the side. Ooh, great weight there on that FADC as well to just make sure he doesn't run into the fair again.
Ready for the gem pop with the parry, and Cake gets the kill off of it! Converts
into an entire stock off of that one crystal pop.
Cake has been doing some homework.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, this has some pretty predictable timing. I can probably parry that. What can I do off of that, though?
Exactly, right? Because, like, you see Olympia, like, kind of crush her hand, right? And the fact that, like, Cake was ready to be in that right position. Gonna have a tricky time recovering now. We have that gem set up in the awkward position, but Cake sneaks by entirely.
Yeah, Seggo thought Cake was gonna sneak into the smoke, but as it turns out, you know, sometimes when your opponent is thinking too much about the defensive option that you put there, you can just go straight back to stage and skip the whole process.
That's that lovely Yomi cycle, right? Where at a certain level, you kind of reset to like the most basic option.
Exactly. And right now, here we go. This is where Forsburn kind of struggles again, like we mentioned this before. Oh, great punish on that parry. Forsburn is obviously very tricky to keep off stage, but if you can keep him there, that is where he's at his most vulnerable. And Seggo's doing a great job of making sure that he keeps
it going with another forward air. Just again looking for that FADC to get something more.
No, he is able to wall jump and get backstage. Oh, bad RNG. So unfortunate. So unfortunate. You know what they say? Oh, I thought up air might have killed off the top and would have lost my mind.
I actually really like that Cake just drifted out calmly, but that pop is going to do it.
Yeah, and at 188, Ollie again, like I mentioned, very durable character, can last and a surprisingly high percent.
This time opting to put the gem closer onto the stage, but this time it still gets popped, I believe, by that clone teleport.
Yep. At 208, he dies off the top. He could have lived that.
Wasn't purple, so Trevor says he could have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Trevor said he could. Okay, I got to make sure we update that saying. Yeah. People usually say, you know, Dan.
No, it was Trevor. I didn't program that.
Oh, another forward strong. Beautiful.
Yeah, catching the air dodge attempt up because we had the tech on the gem pop, which ordinarily helps in that situation.
Oh, God!
That was a great call by Seggo. In that situation, when you're popped out of gem, right, you can still choose where you DI based on that. That forward air covers the DI in by Cake Assault and picks up that win for Seggo, putting him back on the board 1-1.
Yeah, and I think the really good thing there was that he did a little jab, and instead of going for like a down tilt into a conversion, he did an F tilt. And usually F tilt in that situation is a bit of a chunk check because if you DI out, you kind of explode off the side. But Cake knows, you know, he's smarter than that. He's not going to DI super hard out. He's gonna be doing the best he can to kind of live. So he does like a little half DI in. And as I say, we're already getting another amazing combo, but he goes right into the crystal field, and Seggo's immediately able to capitalize on that. I know.
This is. Oh, sorry.
No.
I was gonna say, like, I tend to see this as a stage where Cake Assault has like kind of two modes of counterpicking. One is like we're going to Spirit Tree or Treetop because I just want to just be in your face and tear you apart, or we go to Frozen Fortress to slow things down a bit. And like Forsburn still has a great punish game here with those platforms to stagger up, but it also gives him the space to like get a little bit of smoke camping set up as well.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth then. Yeah, because I was going to say something very similar. That like this is one of Cake's like very much preferred counterpicks. If he does have to like slow the pace of the game down, he generally goes here because Forza's combo game on those top plats, the carry combos are immense and off the top, just like that.
That's the risk here when it comes to counterpicking Olympia is she can capitalize off of any high platform so well, especially if you can like start the ladder there and bring you up into that blast zone. Your stock can explode at like 30%. It is very strong. again gets the parry.
Oh, but no punish, though.
Yeah.
I was surprised we didn't just see like a down smash, maybe just like a little back air conversion off it at least, but yeah, all right. Is able to, that was, okay. So the classic of like, is it him? Is it really Keikosov that just is like dash dancing around stage? He's so good at mimicking what the clone does that I genuinely thought he was still recovering.
Deception, the character.
Actually, he does good and actually makes like, it is the deception character. Like he uses those tools to mix up his opponent, and he just kind of like casually makes his way back to stage, and then suddenly your stock is gone. Speaking of stocks about to be gone, Seggo getting very eager for that one.
We have a streak of smoke set up off stage. Cake's trying to wait out, but Seggo waiting on that top platform to fall with a forward air, and Cake just cannot get reestablished up at 150%, and that forward strong's gonna pick up the tech.
Yeah, it covers that tech option. It has a lot of disjoint, so it goes off the stage too. So even if you get that wall tech, sometimes you're just better off like waiting just a little bit and delaying that tech, or maybe just falling down just a little further so you can stay out of the range of it. But that being said, Seggo's been picking up on that with a lot of the people he's fought against this top 8.
Yeah.
Like he did something similar, I believe, against So Rifle as well. Ooh, but there we go. That forward air into the down strong, gonna take it, and we're on last stock here. Game at number 3. This is big because again, counter pick advantage if it goes to game 5, goes to the winner of this game.
Oh, this is huge. We have no air dodge. Okay, Seggo makes it back on stage. This time, just Keikosol just stays out of range of that very quick draw. But we have the ladder attempt.
Every hit is terrifying. You know he wants to go for it, and he does.
And we felt the rocking of the stage when Seggo popped off there, and for good reason too, right? Knowing that Cake absolutely had to be thinking about that ladder in that situation, getting hit by all those up airs along that top platform, wanting to DI out. Seggo, knowing that was the case, charging that side special to catch up, and then keep pursuing all the way to the blast zone.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going to Blazing Hideout, another Forsburn classic. They love their flat drop aerials. But Seggo looks like he is just playing on fire right now.
The platform here not as high as the one on Frozen Fortress in terms of like escort capability off the top, and really large side blast zones too can potentially help against the horizontal
something there. He was going for something. I saw that side beam into the stage, like he was trying to call out Keikosol's timing on the teleport back over there. Oh, he went for the up air spike. You saw that.
Yeah.
You saw that. I saw that. Dan saw that. He was like, I know. Oh no, he got deceived.
Seggo is so consistent with that spike too. It's amazing.
Yeah, I do like that Cake was more willing to go for like that nair in that situation where Seggo was just in his face in the air, just in case of the FADC. But ooh, gets the upper into the down strong. All right, takes an early lead, but it's a bit of a fragile one. 123.
Yeah.
I did not expect him to take first stock this game though. Just being able to get that out of the way is pretty huge for Cake this game.
Yeah, I mean Keikosol that is known for some of his amazing adaptation, but he seems to be flinching just a little bit still. Like again, we saw like two quick like back-to-back parries there. He's obviously very afraid of what Seggo can do like when he gets going.
Yeah, I mean, that situation, too, we had, like, Seggo waiting on that platform, hoping for another parry, and Cake didn't give him one, and Seggo was like, well, I'm dropping down with a fair anyway. Like,
yeah.
Sending Cake off.
Oh, not going to kill with the upper, though. But that is going to do it. The crystal into the forward strong.
Yeah.
Only 27% on Seggo right now.
Very good position for Seggo to actually take the lead in this game. Gets the parry once again, just like you said, Akashi. It's still coming out.
Yeah, both of them are obviously very afraid of like what the other can do, but Keigosol's flinching just a little bit more in these situations, and it's starting to cost him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Keikosol just staying out of range of that crystal. We have again the stall.
Yeah. Like as soon as Cake realized, oh god, I'm air dodging into it. Hang on, no, I cannot do that. Not again. Oh, but the forward strong almost killing off the side.
Capitalizing with the smoke, right, for the instant teleport. Yeah.
Gotta clear that out.
Using the teleport to avoid the gem pop.
Yeah, the clone taking both the gem pop and the it does kill off the top. So the clone there took the crystal for itself. Like it took the hit, which basically lets Keikosol recover back for free. So basically, I think that's going to say like, oh, a rare parry miss on that from Cake, but still getting
his damage.
Still getting the damage out there. I think we might see that clone teleport, the first, him teleporting first, like that might come into play in game 5 if it does get there, because right now,
so far these sides...
He's been stuck off stage.
I mean, he's stuck off stage. Ooh, yeah, there he died. I was just going to say, like, so far, though, he's also been living things that would have killed him earlier, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's very true.
Like, that up special, that was, like, at around 150, and was able to just DI comfortably a little bit out, right, and still have a chance to come back. But, I mean, Seggo's edgeguarding still has been really solid overall. So, still stuffed out there, but this is another opportunity, maybe. No. This is the scary stuff. Catching?
No, yeah. Does catch, but good DI not to go off the top. Fantastic. Keeps him in it. But F-tilts, tries to get him to go into the crystal field. Does get it. Doesn't get the downer, though.
Gets just out of the way of the up B, but not back to the ground.
That's
to punish, and that's the Galaxy, and Seggo wins winners finals, moves on to Grands, and waits there. We talked about it earlier. Seggo is the person right now positioned to take out Cake Assault.
Yeah.
And he's living up to it. One set down, maybe just one more to go.
Yeah, and we saw right there, like, the 1 and 2 seeds going up. You're going off against it in a critical bout there, because now the winner between Soul Rifle and ZB has to fight Cake.
Yeah.
And I mean, Soul Rifle's had that one hurdle, and I know, like, his storyline is like, I just want to be Cake once. I just want to do it one time, you know, just once.
The 9th set of Genesis 9.
That's if he beats ZB.
If he beats ZB, right. Yeah,
I mean, ZB's one of those people who has taken the set off of Cake as well, so I mean, that might be a little bit troublesome for Cake if that does wind up coming to fruition, because we've seen it at Heatwave before, not this Heatwave, but a prior Heatwave, and we saw it recently in the PBS tournament.
Yeah.
So it's very possible.
Their set yesterday was very, very decisive for Cake Assault.
That is.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, it has also been a full day. There is the VOD review element, so who knows? A fresh ZB can make all sorts of things happen.
Yeah, I mean, we might see the Crag come out, because the Crag has done it before. I mean, he might be character swapping between Crag and Mala just to kind of keep him going back and forth, you know, just kind of keep him on his toes a little bit. Because, you know, counterpicking is a real thing. And, you know, sometimes if one doesn't work, you know, switch to the other. And if that does work, you know, keep it going until it doesn't, and then switch back.
Yeah, that's
sometimes it's best to keep your opponent, like, on their toes.
I mean, that's the reason why you want to have multiple characters, right? The trade-off is you need to spend more time because you need to keep all those characters sharp, but the upside is you can just adjust and kind of freewheel it into whatever you need, so long as it's, like, stuff you plan for, right? It can meet a lot of success. Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, we're seeing that a little bit more in general with, like, people, like, starting to dual main more characters. I think, like, obviously we have Sub-Zero, like, 6 characters. But I mean,
calling him a dual main is a little bit.
I mean, well, at least 3. At least 3. A tri-main. On any given day, he's playing at least 3 characters.
A hex main.
I mean, sometimes he gets all 3. Sometimes he gets 3 or 6. Sometimes it's a best of 5, and he gets 2.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just Sylvanos 4 games in a row.
Right, that's RNG. You know, you never know what you're gonna get.
Exactly. When people were telling, when Plastic Dinos was saying, like, yeah, I watched him roll the die every time it just landed on Sylvanos. It's like.
Sylvanos is that character too, where you got a lot of different matchups. You know, depending on who you're going into. I know, like, if I'm playing Claire and I don't want to be against Sylvanos because that's the one character who can destroy.
Yeah, who can out poke you.
Yeah, normally if I'm playing Claire and the thing I rely on is down tilt. So when there's a character with an even longer down tilt, I'm like, that's not cool.
Yeah, and it sets up into those blender combos, and you get, like, that huge forward air to just kind of, like, keep clearing off stage. It's terrifying.
Yeah, so the matchups do come down here. I think once you get to this level, once you're on this stage, though, it's much more important for player matchups.
That is the consensus that I tend to hear from top players, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's so much more like the players specifically I'm playing against, not like the character matchups that they say that they're worried about.
Right. When you're playing Bio, for example, like, you know, like, it's probably going to be a long set. You're going to have to get a lot of openings because, you know, there's going to be a lot of resets in neutral. And it doesn't matter, you know, if he's playing Raster, Crag, or we saw Forsburn on stage, you know, you're going to have to, like, just a war of attrition. So
yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to be ready to play neutral.
When you're playing ZB, you got to be ready for, you know, just some cheese. You got to be ready to expect the unexpected and also to expect some stalling a little bit, you know. And it's very specific parts of the stage.
Yeah, he's serving you up a nice, like, a variety of cheeses. To go with the wine, he's trying to wine and dine you a little bit.
Right.
Would you like some
with the wine.
Would you like some brie? I've got some classic cheddar right here for you.
You know, he likes it when it's your wine, though, that you bring.
True, yeah.
You know, sometimes I've seen it a little bit. Sometimes it's his wine, you know, after the set, you know. Yeah. Just a little bit.
Exactly.
Just a little bit.
Not on these, like, not on my doll.
BYO.
Exactly.
I mean, at least he's bringing the nice stuff, and it's not just like slices of American craft or something.
Yeah, it's not Velveeta.
Yeah, he's thought about this for a while. It's some fine cheese.
Very tastefully aged.
Yeah, it's refined.
Right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And we do have some replays coming in as well from winners finals here from Cake Assault and Seggo. We got right here, beautiful. Oh yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
conversion.
we had ourselves Cake just slipping out just at the very end there in order to take that first game, and it looked really nice for Cake Assault as a way to start off the set, but afterwards...
Oh yeah, here's the conversion.
Yeah, being
beautiful.
able to catch the pop out, like you said, off of that hold in. Yeah, the attempt to just keep that juggle going, and before, Cake running away from that up tilt and still chased down to the very edge of the blast zone. I love that Seggo is yelling something excitedly right after that happened too.
Yeah, you know they're both talking about it in the moment. He's just like, yeah, no, that I had to go out there for that because otherwise you were just gonna be able to get back to stage. I had to go for those like really deep conversions to really like seal out stocks early. Because like we've seen like Cake has all lived to like 160, 170 like in certain games and. Oh, I'm sorry, Sam lived to very high percents that game. But, but yeah, we saw like a lot of the time, like if Seggo wasn't taking stocks at like 90 or 100, Cake Assault was almost living to double that. So it's really good to see that like Seggo adjusted and was able to really set up a lot of those like set play things, like with the crystal as well as like the edge guarding stuff. He was using crystal in a variety of situations.
Oh yeah. I like just the fact that like all these times, right, that like it looks like Cake has managed to like survive a little bit longer. Seggo looks like he's able to just quickly remember, or already knew, right, this is what I do in this situation. When you're escaping these confirms, I still have these to put on pressure in the far reaches of the stage. Or like this is how I can deal with you adjusting to my gem field in this way, you adjusting by parrying, right? Or just in general, right? We were talking about his like on point parry punishes, especially on the Blazing Hideout game. Over and over again stuffing that